Alright everyone, we start off today with happy news. It looks like Vice Media is going to go bankrupt. They're going to be filing for bankruptcy as soon as this week. This is according to a New York Times article, and it doesn't name its sources. It says, well, people close to the matter, individuals with inside knowledge of what's going on with Vice and its obvious money problems. Normally, when you get a legacy media piece and there's no source and it's making a claim of any significance, you got to be skeptical. The reason to be a little bit less skeptical of this particular report, number one, is that legacy media and missing link media, at least insofar as like Vice and Salon, don't really compete anymore. They cooperate in order to curate information to the public on behalf of the Uniparty. So they wouldn't be raising the alarm bells over Vice News, I think, just to screw them, because there's no reason to. They don't have overlapping audiences. They tell the same news anyway, and the government makes the notes good, basically, the Unipartyists. Secondly, we know that Vice has problems with regards to its finances. It's been crashing now for years, so it's not really beyond the pale to speculate that finally there was a straw that broke the camel's back moment and they're finally going to go kaput now. This doesn't mean that Vice News goes away. The bad side of it is that Vice News may continue on thereafter, after bankruptcy. But they're going to need to find someone to bail them out. For a company that was once evaluated as worth, I believe, several $billion. They've fallen on some much more hard times. They've already had to downsize their headquarters and shit. I think that was last year. So we'll see who's willing to buy Vice. Maybe I'll buy it for like $10. Yeah, sounds like a reasonable investment. Just for the clickbait of having bought it. Then you get a surge of attention, and then the more meaningful assets that I have, like literally a fucking Rumble channel and shit, would pick up more. Yeah, maybe I'll buy Vice News. Although maybe it'll be a little bit beyond my salaried range. Maybe it'll be a 5-figure total that they're sold for, because I wouldn't necessarily evaluate them as worth that much, but somebody else might. Maybe Razer will start a fundraiser for that. End up changing its name to Razer News or something. In more serious, non-glib terms, though, it is significant. Vice News was one of the big missing link gadflies of like the mid-late 2010s going after independent content creators. I think I've got 5 or 6 videos mentioning their hit pieces throughout that period of time, along with Salon and HuffPo and a few of these others. Was one of the main ones making, basically content creator bad news. They became obsessed with it for a while there. It was rapid fire, attacking alt tech, then alt tech, now new tech. They've run hit pieces on BitChute and on Rumble, and certainly they have a problem with Tucker Carlson. Fox does too now, though, so again, the legacy media no longer intercompetes, really. They're all basically the same. It's like different brush strokes on the same canvas. Okay, they're individual brush strokes, but you pull back a little bit, you see the whole painting, and it's a dystopian and disfigured one. It's some sort of postmodern brutalismus bullshit. I'm loving it, though. The fact that they're going bankrupt is a good thing. Maybe some of the people there that will inevitably be laid off need to learn to code. At this point, maybe they need to learn how to use AI. Now, you could probably generate most of the news stories from Vice anyway with AI at this point, because they tend to be cockamamie. So the threshold, you won't need the paid version of the AI program. You can use the crappy knockoff Chinese brand version if you want to, and you could still find something more intelligent coming out of it than Vice News articles anyway. Vice has defamed many people that I've personally spoken with. Probably dozens of them, actually. I know they bitched about Sargon, they've bitched about Lauren Southern, they've bitched about Paul Joseph Watson. They went on an unholy tirade against Alex Jones back in the day, and now they were woke to begin with, and finally, I guess they went broke. And the New York Times has to cover it too. I'm sure that they would much rather not cover it at all. And nominally, I think the New York Times would be like, well, some of their reporters, they can get jobs here. Oh, wait, we've been laying off staff, too. Half of our editorial board and shit, and we've faced protests from within our company as well. Right now, by the way, we're kind of on the precipice. With the collapse of the First Republic Bank the other day, I'll be making a video on the significance from the FDIC's data, actually, right after this video. We've got banking failures. We've got media failures. We've got the potential for another housing crisis right now. Things feel a little bit like 2007 at the moment, and that's not a good place to be. The only good thing is that this time, if you swap out parties in the partisan manner, you'd get rid of Joe Biden and/or whoever else runs. Kamala could be taking up the mantle if Biden is incapacitated, of course. Well, then we'd finally have some restoration of economic sense. We'd be doing it during a deep recession, though, so we'll be talking separately about that. In the end, the reason why Vice failed is because they became a one-trick pony. For the same reason that Glenn Beck got canned by Fox back in the day. Nobody wants to pay attention to you when you effectively devolve into a very small number of talking points. Clickbaity articles that are about completely spastic shit that really you have to keep upping the ante in order to give people the dopamine hit when they click the article. So, yesterday it was my lesbian threesome, how we make it work, and now today it's, hey, I fuck sheep. So they have to keep up in the ante. You can only do that for so long, though. Eventually you run out of ante to up. Number 2, Trump derangement syndrome. That's like half their articles. Oh, here's a list of the things Trump said in his latest speech, volume 5, that are offensive or bigoted in some way, and third, hit pieces. The Vice makes a lot of hit pieces as well, and you alienate people who would otherwise maybe amicably interact with your content when you do that, and they never got the memo. They don't understand. So they're missing link media. Keep in mind, Vice is not technically legacy media. The New York Times fulfills that role. They built an online era presence, digital first. They are missing link media, which means they're the missing link between actual independent content creation a la the social media era and sort of are one of those .com media groups that spawned around the 90s and into the 2000s and early 2010s. They are missing link media. Mollusk media, as they are sometimes also pejoratively termed. That's the pejorative side. I just use the term missing link for technological reasons. But I'm having a happy day. Yeah, I mean, we might be on the brink of another great recession, but as long as Vice News is one of the casualties of that, there's always a silver lining to every dark cloud. Always remember that and put a smile on your face and don't get black-pilled. That's about all. Peace out.